Hey guys, hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today this video is going to be about a proposal which has been made recently by a committee of UGC, and this particular proposal says to terminate non-net fellowship and initiate a new type of fellowship, that is net 2 fellowship. Now you need to know about it if you are interested to do research in future, that what actually is non-net fellowship, what is net 2 fellowship, who is going to get this type of fellowship, and everything about it we are going to talk about in detail in this video. All right, so without wasting any time, let's continue with our video. All right, so I assume that you already know about JRF fellowship, right? JRF fellowship is given if you qualify exam, all India level exam, that is for science student known as CSIR JRF, and for non-science student it's known as UGC JRF or NTA JRF. Okay, so if you qualify this exam, if you get a certain cutoff, every year the cutoff changes. If you qualify that, you are eligible or you are set to be as a JRF fellowship holder, and then you are eligible to get a fellowship amount of 31,000 if you join research for the initial 2 years, and then 35,000 for the rest 3 years of your PhD. All right, so this is something which government provides based upon all India level exam. Now apart from JRF, there are various other fellowships, like there is Inspire fellowship, there is RGNF, all those fellowships are there, and among those there is one called as non-net fellowship. Now this non-net fellowship is actually a fellowship which was introduced by UGC in order to encourage research in universities. Now I guess you are aware about it. In all my previous videos I have been talking about that if you join research through GATE in IITs, IISERs, or in these institutes, in the AICTE approved institutes like IITs, IISERs, IISc, NITs, NISERS, NIPER, in all those institutes, if you join, you get institute fellowship from there, which is equivalent to JRF fellowship. So that's a different thing. UGC has also made certain condition like that. They provide non-net fellowship to those who do research in universities, be it central university, be it state university, it doesn't matter. If you are a research scholar in a university which is approved by UGC, in that case you are eligible to get this non-net fellowship. Now how much this amount is, it's quite low. Okay, the price, the fellowship amount is very less. It is 8,000 rupees as of now. So 8,000 rupees is what they gave for a non-net scholar. So who comes under this non-net fellowship? So anyone who has joined as a research scholar in universities, as I said, in the universities, be it central or state, which is approved by UGC, if you are a research scholar, and if you have not qualified JRF exam, that means either if you have qualified net exam, means there is a cutoff for net and then JRF. Okay, I hope you all are aware about. So if you qualify net also, then also in universities you are considered as non-net scholar and you just get 8,000 rupees. Or if you have not qualified any of these exams, but you have joined that particular university through the entrance of that university, because many universities, be it HCU, be it DU, be it BHU, they all have their own entrance exam. So if you have joined these universities through their entrance exam, then you are eligible for this non-net fellowship. So that's what is non-net fellowship, and these are the number of students who fall under it. Now this is not only for science students, it's also for non-science students as well. So a huge number of students are actually currently getting this non-net fellowship. It's around 8,000 per month as of what I know for now, and the contingency amount is also quite less. It's around 5,000 per semester. So that's the amount which they give for a non-net scholar. Now there is a certain limitation for this non-net fellowship. Depends upon university to university. Some university give this non-net fellowship for 4 years, some give it for 5 years. So it depends. And there is one more option, if most of you might not be aware about it. There is one direct SRF like exam or interview which is done after 2 years of your research. So in case if you are getting non-net fellowship, so UGC gives you an option that after 2 years you have to submit a research proposal and then go through a particular like whole procedure, and if you qualify into that, then you are eligible to get direct SRF. Then your fellowship will increase from 8,000 directly to 35,000, equivalent to SRF who gets, like who a JRF also gets, right? So it becomes equivalent to that. So that's the best thing, and that's why many people join research even if they are not getting JRF money. So initially they just join an institute or a university based upon their JRF fellowship, and in the initial 2 years they work hard, and then rest of the 3 years they get that SRF amount. So that is also one of the option, and you should be aware about. So these just comes under the benefits of this non-net fellowship, or you can say some way how you can increase this non-net fellowship. So this is what about. Okay, now the proposal which UGC, the committee made by UGC, had made on 18th of October, as of what is published in the Telegraph newspaper. The committee says that this non-net fellowship needs to be stopped. Now universities should stop giving this non-net fellowship, and they should initiate a new type of fellowship which will be called as net 2 fellowship. Now why it needs to be stopped? The panel says that they have lack of fund. So lack of fund is what they have said, and yeah, that's the reason they have given. What is net 2 fellowship? Let's talk about that now. So net 2 fellowship means a fellowship which will be given, means that's what the proposal is, that the net 2 fellowship will be given to those who will qualify LS exam. Okay, so as I said, if you qualify JRF, you get JRF fellowship. Now you have to qualify LS in order to get that net 2 fellowship. So how much the amount will be? The amount is proposed to be half of the JRF amount. So if JRF is getting 31,000 for now, so net 2 fellowship will be half of that. That will be something around 15 to 16,000. Technically it should be 15,500. Now the thing is that, okay, fine, this is the way how they have proposed. So what about those who have not qualified any exam? Means they have not qualified JRF, they have not qualified net, but still they want to join as a PhD in an institute, in a university, just like they were doing earlier and getting non-net fellowship. So for now they have said that no fellowship will be given to them, as what the proposal says. So those who will not qualify any of the entrance exam and they are doing research, they want to do research in universities or UGC approved colleges, then they are not going to be eligible for any fellowship. Okay, now to whom it is going to be applicable on? So unless and until this proposal becomes a regulation, or it becomes a circular, so it's not applicable till now yet. Okay, so but in future, if let's say it becomes an amendment, if it get circulated and if it becomes a rule, then in that case, from then onwards it is going to be applicable on the batches. So those who have already joined, they are not going to get affected. They will get their non-net or whatever fellowship they are getting till now in the same manner. So the next thing is that how it is going to affect this research scholar's life, or how it is going to affect the research in India. See, currently if you go for research and if you see the research in India, a huge number of students who are doing research in universities, they are basically staying on this non-net fellowship. They are relying, or they are dependent on this non-net fellowship. So if this get terminated in future, so less number of people will come to research in universities, or in case they want to do research, they have to qualify net exam and then they will be coming here. So less number of people will go in higher education. What is the direct implication of it? Okay, as what I think of. If you guys have any other opinion, you can definitely share that. There are certain good points also. Let's talk about those. The good thing is that the fellowship is going to increase, right? And earlier, if you qualify just a net exam, you are not getting award of that throughout your PhD, right? You are not getting any benefit of that throughout your PhD with your just net or just LS qualification. Now that will be there, right? You are going to get a 16 or 15 or 15.5 thousand per month according to the net 2 fellowship. But yeah, if you have missed it, or if in case you are not able to qualify this exam, then yes, of course, you will not be eligible for anything. The second benefit of this particular proposal is going to be that those number of people are only going to come for research who are really interested into and who will have some funding in that. Sometimes I have seen students joining research initially, and they just join based upon the non-net fellowship, but when they spend 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then they see that non-net money is not enough for them to carry out their day-to-day life, or carry out their family or their own expenses. In that case, they leave the research, or they just get frustrated. So that is something which now is not going to happen as for what we can see, that in this scenario, if it happens like that, so either a person will qualify the exam and then come to do research, or he will not do research. That is something. And that's where the bad thing also comes in, that lesser number of people will go towards higher education, towards higher research, and this is going to affect the quality of research in India. Like, yeah, like, if you all are aware about it, that right now also in India, the level of research or the number of people who come into higher education is very, very less. Looking upon the huge population of the country, there is very few people who actually come to higher research area, and who come for the higher educations. After BSc, after MSc, a lot of people skip and they don't go for research. The reasons are these only: the lack of funding, non-uniform fellowship distribution, means the fellowship does not comes regularly. So all these factors make a particular person to decide that, okay, fine, I'll not do research, and this affects the overall scientific community, right? So that is something which I think that these are some good and some bad about it. And do let me know what you guys think about this non-net fellowship, the termination of non-net fellowship, and starting of this net 2 fellowship. What you guys have in your mind, what you guys think of, that what is going to be the good of it, and how it is going to affect in the coming days. So the comment section is open for you. You can drop down your thoughts. I would be very happy to hear from you guys. So that's it from my side, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care and bye bye.